Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Blue Falcon Gaming, and trying something new today. I was thinking about what else I can do for the channel, so I decided that I was going to do a sort of like reflection of all the games that I've played on the channel so far. Mainly like mainly like the playthroughs and stuff like that. Not really the time trials because they're just time trials, just something else to add to the channel. And I was going to start with Kirby because out of the month, this is the game I've beaten first. After that would probably be Ty. So I guess we could just get into it. I have no script. I'm just going off the top of my head about the thoughts that I thought about the game. So my history with Kirby, there's not really much history with Kirby. I only played one other Kirby game. It was Kirby All Stars. I think that's what it's called on the Nintendo Switch. Played it probably 2021, maybe. Yeah, 2021. It was a cool little game, nice little platforming game, but it's not really my cup of tea. I didn't really play Nintendo games growing up. I only got into Nintendo after I got a Switch in 2019, so kind of just going back playing a lot of these games and stuff like that. But overall, the Kirby game is really fun. It's really colorful. His abilities is all cool and stuff. I like that you just suck anything up and you can either shoot it out like right here on the video, or you'll get an ability. You can have a sword, you can shoot fire, shoot water, stuff like that. I think it's really creative and innovative type of way to have combat in the game that's primarily not as difficult as you would think it would be. Um but yeah, I would say there's a lot, and there's also a lot to do in these Kirby games, especially this one. Like, yeah, I just played the main story. It was about took me about 6 7 hours to beat, but there's so much other content that's in this game. You guys just don't understand. You can do challenges. There's a whole like theme park, I think, after based off of this, that has a whole bunch of different mini games and stuff like that, and they all have different like challenges. Like you could beat it in, they'll have like a bronze challenge or a silver challenge, stuff like that, and it's just a lot of content. So if you're getting this game for anybody, maybe like you're like a kid or something like that, like this will be a game. Even though I still, since it's technically a remaster of a game that came out a few years ago, I think it came out on the Wii or Wii U, I can't remember which one. Even though it's still $60, it's a lot of content for them to play. So I feel like it will probably be worth the 60 if you're looking for your kids to play something, or if you're just trying to find something, to break up the monotony of some of these games sometimes that come out. So I would say that it's really good. I think that for the content they give you, I think it's worth it that much. But I would say some things I didn't care too much was that now I say that there's a lot of content, but it is a lot of content. If you're someone that actually likes to just play everything there is to play in the game, you're gonna be playing this game for a probably for weeks, honestly, because there's just so much to do. There's so many different challenges that have strict restrictions, stuff like that. I think like every ability, like the whip right here, like all these abilities have their own individual challenges that all have their own different ranks, and you have to sit there and beat all of them. And they all have their own their own stipulations, ranks like silver, gold, platinum, and platinum being the hardest. That like you literally have to play the game perfectly in order to get that. So if you're someone that doesn't feel like doing all that grind, you might not like it. And I haven't done it yet. I might do a little bit, but there's other things that I'll have to do for the channel and playing other games. So I probably will play it here and there, but I don't see myself really completing all those challenges. I have no reason to. So that's what I think. And also, I just think that the game, originally I thought the game was easy. I mean, it's a Kirby game. It's not going to be like no Dark Souls or any other like really hard game like that. It's gonna be a little easy game, and I would say that it got got more difficult towards the end. Like this level, the last level, the next part after this where you fight the final boss, like all that stuff was really challenging. But for at least maybe like 2/3 of the game, it was relatively easy. There was some parts, you'll see some parts where I probably died a lot, but that's just me being impatient and not taking my time getting through the level. I just kind of just bum rush through the level, stuff like that. But I think it could have been could have been a little. I don't know. I know they have a hard mode. I think it's called EX mode. Where you can play through the whole game and it's like has harder enemies. The levels are just generally harder. There's more hazards and stuff like that. But just the main story. If you're only someone that just wants to play the main story, it's gonna be relatively easy. And then I think it'd probably be a lot easier if you actually play co-op because this game support. That's kind of the main thing they want you to play with this game is to play with friends and stuff like that. So I think that if you play with friends, it might actually end up being even easier than just playing it by yourself. But that's just me. And the story is whatever. When I played the All Stars or Star Alliance, I forgot what it was called. A few years ago, like the story was just it was just like, oh, it's just Kirby can go to a different world, does help out people and then fight some cosmic being at the very end. It kind of reminds me a lot of like if you see regular show or something like that, it'll just be something so simple and then out of nowhere they're fighting like I don't know, they're fighting like giant dragons that have guitars and stuff. It just be so random. And this game is kind of like that too, but technically Kirby is kind of like a celestial being or whatever. So I guess for him it makes a little more sense. But I don't know. The story just seemed a little simple to me. But it's a Kirby game. I don't expect much from it. Um, but I still think that I like this little style, even though I prefer the Kirby's Forgotten Land that came out last year. That game was great. I wish I had started my channel when that game came out because I would have been loving that game. But I didn't start my channel when it came out. But this game is more 2D, 2D side scrolling kind of thing like that. But I think it works for it. I think it really does work. It really makes Kirby's abilities. You can do a lot with his abilities. You can find a lot of hidden items like those gears or maybe lives or stuff like that. So I think it works really well. But all in all, I think it was a really good game. I'll say that. Um, so the recording process that I had for this game. So whenever I do reflections like this, I'll probably go over like how I thought my recording process went. If I had any troubles, I think there's things that I could have done better, stuff like that. And with Kirby, it was fairly simple. I'll say it's just I'll just load up OBS. That's kind of how I do a lot of my recordings is through OBS. If it's a Switch or a PC game, but if it's a PlayStation game, it'll be off of my PlayStation. I just record it off of the PlayStation and then edit it in After Effects or Premiere Pro and then upload it like that, like I have been doing. But for this game, it was just simple, just OBS record. It was kind of hard trying to figure out how I would structure the videos if I was just gonna do it based off of levels, because this game has worlds. I think it has like 7 or 8 worlds, and then every world I think has about 4 or 5 levels on a boss. So I was like, well, I could just do one level, but then it'll be too short. The video would be too short. It'll probably been like 2 or 3 minutes because the levels aren't that long. So I figured, you know what? Instead of just doing it by level, I'll just do it by world. So that's why this playthrough was a little shorter because the worlds weren't like long. They don't take like max probably like I think most levels took about, well, not levels, every world took about, I'd say maybe 40, 45 minutes, sometimes an hour. Just depends on how well I'm getting through the levels and stuff like that. So this one wasn't too bad and stuff, and I thought it was a cool game to introduce into the series because for the most part, a lot of the games have been more so like sequels or action games like that. Cause Tai and then Tai 2 and then Bayonetta and Metroid Dread more actiony. So it was nice to shake it up with a little Kirby game, something similar to what I did with SpongeBob too, which I'll be reviewing that as well. But all in all, I think this playthrough was successful. I really enjoyed playing the game a lot. Just discovering hidden items and stuff like that, trying to figure out how all the powers work because like this little jumping one was like really cool. But it's like you'll never really have a reason to use it, because they have ways where they set off the levels. Like they'll have these enemies that you have to jump up to and stuff like that. But those be few far in between, and it's not really more so a combat ability. It's more so like, well, it just help you get up to higher places and stuff like that. Unlike this spark ability where you actually use it to hurt enemies and stuff like that. So I think that this game was really cool. I'm still looking forward more towards another 3D Kirby game that follows Forgotten Land because I thought that that game was really great. But I can appreciate this little 2D game. It was really cool, nice little game. I just wish that it maybe wasn't $60 because that's a lot for a Kirby game to me. But teach his own. Some people might not have a problem with it, but I thought it was okay for what it was. So I will say that I think if I had to give a what would I say? If I had to give a maybe a number grade for this game, I'll say it's probably yeah, I'll say probably about 7. I give it a 7. 7 would be fine. I would recommend it if you enjoy platforming games, if you own Nintendo Switch, or if you got maybe kids or some friends that you want to play this game with, it'll be really cool. But otherwise, I think it's a straight game for what it is. So I'm gonna be doing more reviews like this. Probably Ty will probably be up next. Probably Ty 1 or 2. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So if you guys really enjoy these reviews and stuff, just me just rambling on about how I feel about the games, then let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe. More content's coming up. Still getting through Metroid Prime Remastered and Solstice. Those are probably gonna take. They're probably gonna go into April because those games are a little bit longer than Kirby and Tide 2 was. So sure to check that out. And there'll be some other new games coming up that I'll reveal probably in the next couple of weeks. Maybe probably I'll say probably in about like a week or two from when this video comes up and records. So just be on the lookout for that, guys, and keep it gaming. See you guys later.